Hello everyone, welcome to Fight Radio for the latest combat sport news. Let's begin today's news with Dillon Danis. UFC CEO Dana White has discussed Dillon Danis' chance of getting into the UFC. While speaking on the Nelk Boy podcast, Dana White hinted at the possibilities of Dillon Danis joining. He said, "I don't hate this guy," which implied that there is still potential rooms for Dillon Danis to join UFC.
I see that being asked a lot. Dillon Danis in the UFC. Is that something that you'd ever entertain?
I don't know. Do you think he should be?
Maybe he has to earn his way just like any other fighter would have to earn their way, right?
Well, here's the other thing. The other thing with him is, and I have no beef with the kid at all. I've probably said 2 words to him my whole life.
Dana White says he doesn't have any beef with you, which means you have a strong chance. However, Dana White finds problem in Dillon Danis creating chaos that he is not fan of. If he brings some discipline with him, he still have chance. Now, it's all upon Dillon Danis how he convinced Dana White, because Dana White knows that Dillon Danis can sell the fight.
But every time he's around, shit's going down. You know what I mean? And we can't have that stuff going on here. We can't. You know, a lot of people will see like when guys get into it on stage or something starts to happen, they're like, "Oh, they must love this or whatever." No, we don't love it. We don't need that shit to sell fights. And basically what happens is when that goes down...
Like the physical altercations and shit?
The athletic commission goes crazy and people start getting fined and, you know, they come after us. It's our job to keep that shit under control.
Talking about Nelk boys, they accidentally reveal upcoming big fight for UFC 297. The marketing team usually plans how to create excitement about the fight news and when to introduce fighter and fight card to reach the massive audience. But this time during Nelk Boy podcast, fan noted that the board for UFC 297 has a welterweight matchup between Kevin Holland and Michael Venom Hayes. The former Bellator welterweight fighter has been in attendance at UFC event, as we know that he is still a free agent. But seeing his name on UFC 297 board create more curiosity on is he already signed by UFC and yet to be announced. Anyway, Kevin Holland would indeed making a suitable opponent because of his reputation for thrilling fights. He has the potential to create exciting fight of the night against the skilled knockout artist. In other hand, Kevin Holland posted a video on the Instagram saying he has not received any of the following fight offer.
I haven't been offered any fights. That's what I'm going about. That's why everybody keeps hitting me up like, "Yo, Kev, you're fighting." I haven't been offered any fights, like, whatsoever. So it's like, but I'm too hood for my own good. They already know what the fuck I'm gonna say.
Dillon Danis has posted a private message with UFC star Ian Garry's wife from 2018. Social media star and martial artist Danis shared a screenshot of their Instagram message which shows Laila Anali, who is Ian Garry's wife, sending a praying emoji to Danis. He responded, "Where are you from?" Anali replied, "England, but half Brazilian. How you doing today?" Danis replied, "Very cool, doing great. Where do you live?" UFC star Ian Garry and his partner Laila Anali have been talk of the town in the MMA community after Red Pill MMA and MMA Guru brought it up How to Be a WAG book. This book was written by Ian Garry's wife Laila Anali, now receiving a lot of criticism for the book that was written in 2010. Many internet users believes that Anali's book How to Be a WAG is a guide for the gold diggers, and also they pointed out the fact that she is 40 years old and Ian Garry is 26, 14 years senior than Ian Garry.
Interested to see Tony after he's been training with David Goggins. There's a lot of like very mixed reviews about whether or not that would be a good thing or a bad thing for him.
Yeah, I see. I read a bunch of those comments.
Yeah, look, clearly when the two of them are training together, Dave is not struggling at all, and Tony is struggling. So there is definitely some ground to gain when it comes to endurance.
Yeah. Or endurance and mental strength.
Yes.
Yeah.
But endurance. It just Tony's. I mean, Dave is not even fucking tired. They're going side by side with each other. He's like, "Who's gonna carry the boats?" Like, he's not even fucking tired.
Yeah.
Because he can go for days. He could just go for days.
He's an endurance athlete. Yeah.
Right. There's without a doubt some benefit in that.
Yeah.
So look at the two of them are doing that, and they're doing the workouts together.
Yeah.
And David looks like he's like hanging out at fucking Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
You know, trying to pick up a chick. You know, like he's like, "So what are you doing after this?" You know what I mean? Like he looks.
Yeah.
like
Look
fucking,
at Tony standing up.
Tony's dying. Tony's dying.
I think he pukes here. One of these.
Yeah,
on
he
one of these
puked.
videos.
I'm sure he puked a ton. But David said that Tony was the first guy to get through Hell Week with.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. So they're doing miles of lunges, miles. And David's doing all this. Look at his knees, destroyed knees.
Yeah.
And this is just a few weeks after another fucking surgery.
Yeah.
They opened up his knee like a fish and sewed that bitch back up together. I don't know what the fuck they did to it.
He's such a stud.
He's an animal. Just a fucking pure machine.
You know who hates him?
Who?
Weak men.
Yeah, weak men hate him. Weak men and jealous men and people who don't know him. He gets misunderstood, you know, unfortunately, by some people that I like.
Yeah.
They don't look into it hard enough.